Okay, ladies and gents, welcome to another tiny map, the smallest Michi you have ever seen. Michi, a famous map. A lot of people like to play this one, where there are wood lines separating the players and a whole lot of starting resources. Only, I think Krakenmeister, who kindly made this mod, forgot to add villagers for them at the start, so both players started without vills. However, there are plenty of sheep. You've got 2 boars, you've got deer, you've got berries, you've got stone, you've got gold, you've got relics, and then you do also have a market available, and that is a Gaia market. So if you wish to trade with that market, you can do so. It's an indestructible market. It's kind of funny watching these deer. They keep hiding behind the market. I mean, I don't blame them. But watch, this guy's going to be like, screw you, I'm running this way. Haha, can't catch me. Yeah, great content. There he goes. He's going to warn his friend. So often the meta has the plays that people have been going for the most have just been towers. I believe here we will actually see something more than towers. I think towers will be important, but towers only have so much range, and they do not have, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 15 tiles of range that the towers would have to have. Towers don't even come anywhere close to that. I think towers with the most range in the game would be Korean towers, that after their upgrades have 13 range. So that gives you an idea. Now, obviously, they're going to chop through some of these trees. But I think fast castling, maybe even fast Imperial Age is the play here. And if you think about rushing through the ages with these civs, Turks have a gold mining bonus, which is just helpful overall. But the big thing with Turks is when they hit Imperial Age, they get chemistry for free, which means that they can go for bombard cannons, and Turkish bombard cannons have 14 range. So at that point, like, you are ranging anything that's on the other side of the wood line, which could be really strong. The Saracens, however, I actually think Running's been really intelligent with this, and I think this is maybe even the better pick because they have ridiculous market rates. So you can have a smaller economy, but accomplish more with it by buying and selling things at the market. So I think that's his approach. Both of which could maybe make some sense. But I do have a lot of confidence in Running right now because he has won the first 2 games that these players have played on this. I am, however, still giving $10 to the loser of each game. So it's thus far $20 for Margougou, and I guess 40 for Running is kind of how we're doing things here. So, yeah, it's true. There's no easy way to cut the trees as Turks. You do not get onager, so you cannot onage down the trees. But I don't think we're going to see onager. I think we're going to see like trebs, bombard cannons, maybe some towers. I'm curious, though, if you guys think we're going to see trade. I think it would actually make sense to make trade cards. Maybe like 2 or 3 of them. I don't know. Now, I should point out that there's more relics on Margougou's side. So he's got 3 relics over here. So the AoE gods have blessed him a little bit. They basically are like, well, this guy needs it. So that's extra gold income for him if he gets them. And yeah, so only 2 for Running. Also, the stone situation could be awkward for Margougou because it is bordering the wood line. But again, he should be able to collect plenty of stone until that's an issue. Yeah, I don't know how much gold they would get per trip with the market, but I'm really curious to see where they build their markets. Like, I think anyways, if you're going to make a market, you should make your market here if you're Margougou. Because don't put your sheep there, bro. Bring your sheep over here. Why are you not eating your sheep? I guess he's got boars for now. I hope he's planning on eating his sheep. Yeah, okay, he now realizes maybe he should bring his sheep over here. Sheep taste a lot better if you make sure they exercise before you slaughter them. I read that in a sheep slaughter book once. Yeah, did that sound serious? Because no, I'm sure there's books on the topic, but I did not read that. Anyways, you want to space your buildings up against the edge of the map because you only have so much space to work with. So it would actually annoy me that this market is not up against the corner. But obviously you can't get rid of it. This one's even worse. So I suppose you could stack houses here, and it might not be too bad. Hardy can edit it out. No, but that does remind me So for my birthday a couple months back, we went to I invited a lot of like friends, and we had like a week at a cabin, and it was in like the Blue Ridge Mountains, right? Very rural place, and then we found this like tiny little town that had like an area for lunch or whatever. And then there was this tiny old bookstore, like super old. Like, I'm not a big book guy, but if we do go to a bookstore, I love the smell of old books. There's something about it, and I like really like unique sections of stores, you know. Anyways, there was a farming section, and let me tell you, my brain probably was on the whole sheep slaughter thing because some of the specific things that were written about farming, aspects of farming. These books must have been written in like the 70s or 60s or 70s. It was unique. But I have nothing else to talk about, so we decided to mention that. Obviously, not hugely important here. So look at the difference of approaches here. You have Margougou slaughtering the sheep and adding farms. He's going to have an eco balance to go Castle Age in a normal fashion. Farms take a long time to pay off, but they're a good, consistent way to get food. And I think his build is probably even for a fast imp. And if it is for a fast imp, I think he goes up on like to 30 pop. That's what I remember. Now, it wasn't Michi, but for me, it always used to be 30 pop back in the days. So he's doing that. Now, look at Running's resources. It doesn't look that good. But he's got all this stone. I think he sells all that stone. I think he gets rid of it, so he can reach an insane uptime here. Let's watch his resources. I think he sells his wood as well, honestly. But what do you even need the wood for right now? Okay, let's see. Market's going to complete. Most important building for the Saracens. And it was the most important building in a lot of these games for players. Okay, sells the stone. Buys a bunch of food. You're going to sell wood as well here? And then he's going to be up. This is what I mean. And he could repeat this and try and go fast Imperial Age this way. And so, yeah, Turks get free chemistry and Turks get bomber cannons, but what if the Saracen player beats them to imp? What a terrible market placement. Well, the relic screwed him over. He can't easily fit it here. It's like he can't put it here, he can't put it here, he can't put it here because he had houses. Anyways, I think he might as well just cancel this villager here and sell something. Something's going on. He's definitely forgotten that his villager's in queue, right? He's really busy. He's got a lot of things to focus on. He's still queuing deals. Running, you're misclicking, bro. Right? Or did you just really forget that house? Okay. Eco balance is looking perfect for Margougou. So, you know, he's not relying on the market. He's relying on good long-term resource income. This could be good for him. He's going to stack his buildings. There's the market. He'll have a blacksmith next to it all. He's going to drop the blacksmith there. Interesting. So he might be thinking he needs space for other buildings over here. Running, continuing to buy food after he has the 800 food to go up to Castle Age. So this is fast Imperial Age for him, but he figures it's actually better for me to have a higher Vil count while I'm going to Castle Age, because then I'm collecting more resources. So this is actually not bad. I didn't realize this is what he was doing originally. This is a bit well thought out. Is booming not viable at all here? No. You could, if you have 25 more villagers than your opponent and they're bombing you with cannons and trebuchets, then your villagers are just... You've just got more friends to look at as you die. That's pretty much what happens to those villagers, so... I wouldn't like it. Everything's still really close. Look, I'm fully zoomed out. Look, I'm fully zoomed in. Well, actually, that was pretty far, but... Okay, so their Castle Age times are similar. That 2 minutes of idle TC time does bother me for running. I feel like that could have been optimized more. And when Margougou makes it to Castle Age, his food count's going to look pretty good. And he might actually have a decision to make here. Because do you really want a castle? On one hand, you probably do. Yeah, you do. You need the castle. Because you need to at least make a trebuchet. And then the artillery upgrade, which is pricey, but that is just so big for your cannons. I'm trying to think about the resources for running. Again, he's floating tons of wood. I do not foresee him spending all that wood on buildings, so I think he will just be selling it. And no eco upgrades. He figures, who needs eco upgrades? His entire strategy here is all about the market. You can see how much more he's used it. And you probably don't need more than 650 stone, right? You probably just want 650 flat, and then you can sell the rest of it. Okay, wheelbarrow for Margougou. This is definitely along the same lines of what I remember from a Turk Fast Imp build. But I'm not sure wheelbarrow is super helpful here. Also doesn't necessarily hurt you that much. He's going to drop the castle there. An interesting position for it. But he will need the castle to be completed before he can click up to the next stage. And it'll be the same for running. You can go for a monastery and a siege workshop, or a monastery and a university. Or I guess you can go university and a siege workshop. So 2 buildings in Castle Age to be able to unlock the ability to go imp, on top of needing the resources, obviously. Or you can just go for 1 castle. And running is doing the castle thing as well, but he realizes he doesn't have the food yet. I think the wheelbarrow upgrade is just more of a habit off these fast imps. Because you would normally do that on a more open map, where you'd have, you know, it'd be important to have good farming eco. And Margougou clicks up. Margougou is on his way. This has been very smooth. Now, this is where you have to think about how you prioritize your resources and whatnot, right? You need a siege workshop, and you need a cannon, probably. And do you make a janissary here? Like, I don't think you want to spend your food on anything. Trade card from Margougou. Let's go. Ooh, okay. Someone do the math on this. Once we realize how much gold he'll get from this, we need to figure out how long it's going to take for this thing to pay off. The reason I like it, though, is because you don't have any other way of boosting your economy right now. Your TC is just imping. So, this trade cart, it's going to take a long time, but I think it will eventually pay for itself. Now, I don't think you want to make more than just a couple. Someone says trade depends on map size. It's the same going from corner to corner on a big map. No, it's not. It's 12 gold. Right? That's 12 gold. Okay. So, camel trade card on the way. There's the monastery. So, it pays for itself in, like, 5 trips. And more than... Well, I don't know about more, because there's the wood cost, but... I like it. And also, it gives us something to talk about. I think the relics pay for itself a little bit faster. Right? What were the lobby settings? Dude, I have no clue. Maybe we did something incorrectly, but... Running says your score is scary. Yes. Oh boy. And Margougou says yes. Okay, and Margougou can make a bomber cannon or a treb right away, and he's making a treb. Gold, please. He says, I'm booming 5 town centers, and Running says yes. Obviously, knowing Margougou's full of it. So, the treb is going to be able to see the town center. I guess they can kind of see each other. Oh, the outpost is a really good move. Oh, that's so good. Look at the difference in vision. You got Town Watch. Do you start trebbing vills right now? I think he's about to treb the vills. Or is he trebbing the house? Here he goes. Oh, he's trebbing the trees. He's trebbing the trees so he can move forward faster. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, there he goes. And it's working. He's treb cutting so his cannon can move into this little area. All right. So Running's actually making a wonder. What the crap? Oh my god. Okay, so before they started, guys, Running was like, can we do standard victory so we could try a wonder victory? And I was like, no, like, that's stupid. No one's ever going to get a wonder up. You guys are right next to each other. And he's actually trying it. So he spent 1,000 wood, 1,000 gold, 1,000 stone to place the wonder. And now he needs to finish this thing, which is going to take forever. It's only at 2%. And then he needs to hold for 300 some years. I appreciate the fact that he's trying it, but this should never work. This should never work. It's a legendary move, though. I respect it. I respect the hell out of it, but there's just no way. To be fair, Margougou has also played really smart. He's got artillery already. So he's got 14 range in his cannons. He treb cut immediately. He really hasn't delayed at all. And he will have gotten a notification, of course, that it's a wonder victory. And the treb right now, or the trebs from running, are trying to hit those cannons. And the treb does slightly outrange the cannons, but these little dudes have more maneuverability. And treb is... Treb's still up. Now treb's down. No, treb's still up. Now the treb's down. Running says, that looked much better in my mind. I did not think the guy was actually serious. Respect to him. I mean, in theory, he could still YOLO and try and complete the wonder, but I mean, he's not even halfway. So he would need his trebs to get lucky and hit the cannons. And then the only thing that's really protecting his trebuchet is the castle, which of course could be taken out by the cannons. What a funny game. Look at Margougou. Margougou has just said, I don't need farms because the only thing that we need in this game is wood and gold so we can make more cannons. Cannons are the key here. He's killed 9 units. He hasn't lost any. An interesting approach from running. It also explains why he was a little bit more casual about rushing to Imp, because he wanted to make it to Imp and then make the wonder. Treb's still firing on the cannons. Margougou is still seeing that, backing away. He goes in, volleys at the castle, then backs away. In, volleys at the castle, backs away. This is excellent timing from him. He's making it look way simpler than it really is. I mean, it's kind of simple micro, don't get me wrong. But the fact that he's realized how to micro it is really smart. And then he goes for the trebs now. And he attack grounds right between them. Takes out both in one volley. And while the map is closed, this is still, Margougou showing his micro ability. So, anyways, Running's going to try and complete this. And Margougou says, soon half built. These 2 villagers are lazy. There's not enough room for them. Running says yes. You got to hurry up. Well, a wonder has to complete. And then it has to stay up for a very long period of time. And Margougou's freaking treb won't cooperate. I mean, hey, if his treb... Okay, well, never mind. He just had to yell at his treb publicly, and then his treb finally got with it. What can Margougou see? Okay. So here's Margougou. He sees the monastery. He takes out the monastery. Here he comes. He doesn't see the vills yet. And these guys aren't very pleased about this whole situation, but there they are. They're distracting for the sake of the wonder. We do this for our people. We do this for the wonder. Oh, yeah, look at the micro. Let's go. Oh, is she going to try and attack? Oh, she's attacking. Oh, my goodness. Oh, okay. Well, that was kind of sad. But, there's going to be legends. Margougou's attacking the market that started on the map. Margougou, that market doesn't have... You can't destroy that market. It's all right. Anyways, I asked the players kindly not to resign when a game was clearly over and make it more fun if they could. And they're both taking that very seriously. Margougou is going to wall in these villagers. He's actually protecting the villagers. He respects the villagers. He understands how much work goes into this. So he's going to keep this safe. He's even brought the trade cart. Wow, okay. Trade cart's here to witness this. Maybe it's his day off or something. I didn't know they had days off, but okay. What's your last word, Running? Question mark. Running's like, man, I only get one word. He says, I kind of feel trapped. Okay, well, that's forwards, but that's acceptable. So we're not going to let the wonder go up. Can we let the wonder go up first, Margougou? Hey, it's at 90%, dude. It's at 90%. What are we doing here? It is war, but you're just teasing us now. Doubt wonder. And GG. What an interesting game, though. It was super well executed from Margougou. I think if Margougou didn't have that build order down, if he didn't have a perfect plan on what to do all the time, which he essentially did. He had the treb, he had the cannons, he had the eco setup, he had artillery timed. Everything was super good. If Margougou was a little bit more lax about it, maybe the wonder actually completes. But running what it needed more in order to stop those cannons. And he didn't really have that plan. He did say this seemed a lot better in my mind. But I respect the crap out of him for trying something like that. It was a fun game. That's Tiny Michi for you. I don't know if Wonder Victory will ever be meta on a map this small, but it was a very good time. And we will, of course, have more of these small maps. And I'm trying to incorporate all types of different maps that people are familiar with that we have not seen yet in small maps. And we have, at least with these guys, 6 more games planned. Or is it 7? 7 more games planned, actually, for them to practice on. So this should be great fun. Of course, on YouTube, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know other strategies that could maybe work here. I hope you don't say Wonder Victory, but it was a good time. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, there's snow on this market. Looks really nice.